bring us in here. And Ed, we are starting. I appreciate you showing up, and I
Oh, of
appreciate
course.
you contributing. And I know that you were sending a couple emails out, and I think we got close to 200 people that
Oh, that's
registered.
awesome.
Yeah, it was 190 something people. So if other people want to register or show up, then that's fine as well. So I'm pretty excited because I think I published this event probably about, was it 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
not very long. 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So today I have you here because you are an expert on email, but you also said, Troy, let me try this Scoop application and see how we can incorporate video. And I said, yeah, why don't you use my application to give it a try? And I was waiting for you to badmouth me. And,
And never
and
came.
saying, but most of it was really positive,
Oh
right? On
yeah.
the development stuff.
Oh,
So
pretty
so
much all.
yeah, so today we're talking about how to create candid video, and it's not necessarily about Scoop, although it is about Scoop. You can use video any way you want in any application you want. It's just a lot easier with the Scoop application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these slides, and usually the slides are very dominant, and I don't want to make it about that. I want to make it about the conversation and everyone else there. And I'm going to click the little button so I can see the chat there. Awesome. So, if anyone is there, I would like to know where everyone is coming from. So, I am, let me double check on LinkedIn to make sure it's actually happening. I always got to double check that because sometimes LinkedIn will not work. Oh, it, there you
Yeah,
go.
I
It
saw
does
that
seem
too.
like it's working. Oh, I got people already commenting on it,
Oh,
and it's,
good.
and I see it on that chat, but I don't see it on the restream chat. So we'll do the best job that we can. So if anyone is there, I would like to know where you guys are coming from. I am coming from Las Vegas, Nevada. So I just recently moved here about 2 months ago. I was in California for a little bit, and then Ed, tell me a little bit about where you're at.
We're in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
How
It's
do you like
nice and
that?
sunny. I love Kalamazoo.
Yeah, what's the best thing? Because it seems a little cold. I don't know.
Only in the wintertime, and actually this winter it wasn't very cold at all. It's right now, I think it's probably about 70 degrees out, which is perfect for me.
Oh, that's nice. That's
70 and
nice.
sunny. I like that.
Yeah, so we have a couple people. How do you pronounce her name? Pamela? Pamela. She's from the Pacific Northwest. Susan in Chicago. I see Susan quite a lot on her post. Um, and we have people from other countries. So feel free to let me know where you're at, and then where you're coming from. So it gives me a kind of a good idea of like, are you staying here in the middle of the night to 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 show up on this event and that sort of thing, you know. Uh, and I would love to visit. I think we've been friends for a while, right? I would love to visit you, Ed, but I don't, because we've known each other for many years.
Oh, we have.
Oh my! And I was from Atlanta, and then went to California, and then moved over to here to Nevada. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This is the table of contents here. We just have an agenda. We'll go through that. We have our guest speaker Ed here, and I'm the host, of course. I have a little sizzle reel about me, and some key metrics about using video, how to use video, a quick demo on the video. And last month we did a demo, but it really didn't work because it was fighting with the camera, and it really threw me off. So hopefully everything will work well because I pre-recorded that. And then we have methods on how you can use video to better convert into like real relationships, and then kind of shorten that process in order to gauge relationships and partnerships. And then we also have pricing and things like that, and what's a client's worth. So I'll definitely go through this now. And oh, Richard, you're in Las Vegas as well.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it lives right next door to you.
I know. We're gonna have a drink. If you drink, I don't know. I went out last time for a networking event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch the view here just to show um, 5 different areas to build better relationships. So let me see how I can increase that. So we'll be a little for right now, but there's a lot of things that you can do to build better relationships. And here are just some basic methods. And this is nothing very specific, but usually when you have a business and you're out to build relationships, you want to create a method or a system or multiple systems in order to do that. Because building relationships on high value clients with high value clients is more like slow dating for businesses. So I'll tell that's a little analogy, and I'll tell a little bit about that later. But here are some steps, not these steps, but these are some steps that are very useful. Um, Number one, you have to prepare. I call it preparing for the look back. So if you reach out to someone, they may check you out before they accept a connection request, before they want to engage with you, before they look at any of your material. They may look at your content. So your look back is understanding your ICP. And ICP is your ideal client profile. And so if you understand who they are, you know how to present yourself so you can be heard. And a lot of times that's about aligning your LinkedIn profile. So does my profile really talk to the people that need what I have? The other thing is your content, your post, your website. What's your lead magnet? What's the value that you're presenting? And so you have to prepare those things first. The second step is going and targeting your ICP, your ideal client prospect. So, where is your client? A lot of people aren't on LinkedIn, So, I'm a LinkedIn guy, but I'm also a guy. I want to go wherever you're at. So, and email is a huge thing too, Ed. So, email is actually the most dominant form, but some people start on LinkedIn and they may move to email. So I think actually I've heard that a lot of people don't even know that there's a LinkedIn direct message. They don't even know it exists, right?
That's
So
incredible. How do they not know that?
because they're not LinkedIn people, they may, some people. I don't answer phone calls anymore. Think about that.
Oh,
And
that's why the phone keeps going to your voicemail.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I particularly did that because of you. No,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no,
I'm
no. I would
bluffed.
never do that. You answer my calls at least half the time, which is pretty nice, more than generous. This morning, I received. So it's 11 o'clock now, right? 11 and change now. This morning, I received 10 calls that I didn't know. It was all selling me stuff or whatever, right? So it's getting harder to reach people, and there's different ways to do that. LinkedIn, your content that you put out, your in-mails, email, phone conversations, and if it done right, it works well. But if done wrong, it's just spam. So you want them to actually answer it or check your voicemail and that sort of thing. And so you're targeting your ICP and can end up using multiple channels, and then you may use Sales Navigator to start that process. And then personal engagement as well. When you do that work, the work is email, LinkedIn DMs, comments on, and so someone brought up an interesting term called comment marketing. So commenting by itself can drive a lot of engagement. We have video and voice, phone, gifts is another thing too. So what we want to talk about today is more of the personalized interaction on LinkedIn DMs and even content. So you have voice and video, DMs, emails, and even content I didn't mark here. And so we have some specific use cases for video for converting, and we'll get into that later. But that's really the meat of it. On what different scenarios can you use video to build relationships a lot faster on these high value potential clients, partners, and so on. Oh, someone gave up on voicemail years ago. Yeah, it really depends on the market, you know. So we'll go ahead and yeah, that's a great thing. And if anyone has any questions or anything that they want to ask about this, please just ask it in the chat, and we'll go ahead, and Ed will stop me because I talk a lot. And he'll say, "Hey, there's a question there." I'll say, "Oh, I'll go back to the question." But today's guest speaker is Ed Forteau. And tell me a little bit about you. I know that you're an awesome email guy. Every time someone comes to a problem with me about email, I say, oh, "This sounds like the problem, but if you want it fixed, talk to Ed." So tell me about what you do, not just email, but how you're communicating, and what you're finding works and what doesn't, and just a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Troy. I actually had gotten named by one of my clients a database equity expert, and then I changed it to a database equity architect. So, what I do is I help people with their databases, and generally speaking, it starts with email. But then we'll move over into your contacts on LinkedIn and
Mm-hmm.
maximizing the profitability of those contacts. So with LinkedIn, one of the things that we do, our workflows are we start off with commenting on people's posts and interacting with them and
Mm-hmm.
sending them a connection request.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll mix up sending, after I send a connection request, a welcome either a message or I might do a welcome video. It kind of depends on the conversation that we might have had
Yeah,
in the
context.
post.
It really depends on the context, definitely.
Yeah, you can do those a little too quickly. You can send video too early in the process. It seems like a sales pitch if you send it without having any interaction with them at all on their post. But
Mm-hmm.
I may wait until the second interaction I have with them, then I'll send them a video. Video is awesome for developing a closer relationship. If you want to accelerate the relationship you have with somebody you just met, send them a video.
Yeah.
Before we did this, before Scoop, what I did is I used a couple of different programs to send video emails, and I was amazed at how well those were received. They were a bit novel back then. That was 2-3 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a lot of people using them. But when I sent a video email, the open rates were through the roof, over 90%. Reply rates were over 50%. So
Wow.
video made just a tremendous difference as
And this is
opposed
on
to just one
LinkedIn
text.
or in general or
That was
LinkedIn
in
email?
that was an email, and
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to use it in LinkedIn because I learned that process from you when you did your welcome videos and how well that was received. And it really just comes down to the timing. When do you send that video? If you can send it too early, you can. I don't know if you can send it too late. You don't want to wait too long in the process to send it,
Mm-hmm.
but it really depends upon what kind of feel you have with the person you send it to.
Yeah, it also depends on your ICP. Like certain groups or certain segments deal better in certain methods, you know. So what video is not a, I wouldn't even say it's a method, it's more of a vehicle. You know, it's like what's appropriate for that individual to send out. And again, the timing as well. So when I connect with people, I tend not even to send a message, at least for 24 hours, at least. And if I do send a video, I'll have content before the video. And so I use that because it's friendly, it gives enough information. And with Scoop, you can actually have the title or the description of what you're talking about. So a lot of times you'll have a video and they say, "Do I got to watch this whole thing?" Well, if you at least had a title for the video, you're like, "Oh, okay, I kind of know what it's about." And if you have some content before, it allows them to give them the choice to, to interact and so forth. So that's one reason we created that, because the process, and we're on, this is how I check if we're on live. So the process on LinkedIn is great. So if you have a mobile app, you can go ahead and send out videos. However, the problem with that is your phone goes dead. You have to deal with, things like positioning the phone. You got to look at the person's profile, and so you want to eliminate those things for the purpose of just streamlining. So it can go pretty insane when someone calls in and you're trying to do a video, or the screen goes blank. So I wanted to remove some of those obstacles on it, and I thought it was a great thing because our previous system used an application that mimicked that, and of course no one would call the application, but it was really designed for a kind of one-way communication. And it wasn't great because it was good, but it wasn't great because once you sent out a video, it was probably associated with the category, not the individual. And it was a VA sending out. And this tool here, it can be very candid, very original, and so forth. So yeah, so it's great that you had those conversions. I tend to get between an 8% and 20% conversion to a vetted book meeting on LinkedIn. Your conversion is much higher. You said 50%.
Well, that was email, and that was novel back then. We're talking about
Oh,
2,
I
3
see.
years ago when hardly anyone was doing that.
Oh, I see. Well, that does make sense. So this is about Ed and his experiences going on. I do appreciate you going through it, and we have a couple of test individuals. Now, me, I'm the host. I'm known as the not so boring LinkedIn guy. But before I was the not so boring LinkedIn guy, I was in IT, and I'm doing a lot of IT work now. And so my father is Filipino and my mother is from Switzerland, and so I was known as the number one Swissipino game designer in the world. So that's kind of my tag. It was actually my pickup line at the bar. But so a little bit about me: I was in the United States Army. I'm a single father. I build apps. I work with LinkedIn to actually build systems that make sense. And so back in the day, I was very good at systems. I was very bad at dating. Yeah, I said it, dating. So I had a lot of type A traits. So I saw something, I went out and got it, and more than often, like business, I wouldn't say I got slapped in the face, but I wasn't. I attracted the wrong people. Let's say that. And so I learned how to slow date, and so I create these systems to slow date for businesses. And I always think that people should slow date. And slow date means get to know them. Are you a good fit to support them? Can you help them? Can you lower their pain? And a lot of that is just really about, listening. Now, here's the next slide here. And I have a video, and what I'll do is I'll go ahead and play it here. Let's see if I can. Hey, this is a. Oh no, that's the wrong video. So I'll go ahead and load it up. So unfortunately, Restream only allows me to load up one video at a time. So what I want to do is upload the sizzle reel. And then I will revert the thing here. I'm the not so boring LinkedIn guy. I have an IT background. We actually do IT projects. I did stuff for Coca-Cola, Xbox Mobile, Harry Potter, and a bunch of cool projects. And the business was going really well until it wasn't. So I'm in Atlanta, and Atlanta is a place where they have big tax deductions for these companies.
Goodbye, Silicon Valley, and hello,
Instead
Atlanta.
of using the agencies, they brought the agencies in and cannibalized them. So I had to find work. And the first place I went to was LinkedIn. And I soon discovered that I was a terrible dater, like a dater in real life. And so I had to learn how to slow date. So I was really good with systems. If you need to seriously convert on LinkedIn, you might want to take a look at this. I developed a system to slow date with businesses on LinkedIn. So if your business is trying to grow on LinkedIn or you're trying to grow your brand, feel free to reach out to me because I'm the not so boring LinkedIn guy. So I have to give a shout out to Sean for that video that he put together for me. I think I was very bloated that day. Obviously, the camera added like 40 pounds, but besides that, it went really well. So if anyone wants to reach out to Sean, feel free. Just type in the word Sean, and I'll connect you guys on LinkedIn. There was a great video guy there. But I thought it came out well, and it was a good way to kind of present a little bit about my background. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go to this slide here, and we'll go ahead and see if we can. There you go. And so there's a couple of things we kind of want to talk about is, well, why do we want to send one method versus another, and what are the advantages of creating video? Well, video is very powerful. It does convert really well. And let me see if I can make this a primary here for the video. There you go. And so there's a couple of things in here, and these are general methods, and they do range depending on your ICP and how you're communicating, not just the vehicle. But we have text. If you send a text on a LinkedIn direct message, we have the image with text. We have personal candid video, and then we have a standard video. So let me explain what a standard video. A standard video is if I created a video for the whole category and I reused the video and I wasn't talking to them specifically, and a candid video is I'm talking to someone very specifically, but usually between like 20 seconds and 45 seconds, and I'm doing it on the fly. And those convert the best because what you can do is you can talk about them. You have your profile already set up. Not your profile. You're looking at their profile as you're speaking. So you're actually talking about points that determine, really about them. And then those things convert a lot better. And we found out that candid video converts 10 times better, depending on the scenario. Ed, would you agree or disagree, or do you have any additional information on some of these stats here?
I would totally agree. When you're sending video out to people, especially a video that you just made on the fly, so you have the little hiccups, it doesn't sound rehearsed, it sounds really natural, it really connects with people. And I send a video and then I follow up with the video or follow up on the video. I typically get someone engaged with me to a greater degree at that point. It may not be appropriate to try to set up a meeting at that point, but I can continue a conversation. And what we're looking for is just developing a relationship with someone.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, it's all about building relationships because at the end of the day, if someone's not a right fit for you, you still want to help them, and if you can help them, it will always give you goodwill. They'll never talk bad about you. And when the time comes when they're talking about someone and you were very helpful to them, you say, you know what, I do know this email guy. He may be a great person for you, or I know this LinkedIn person that may be able to solve that problem. So goodwill goes definitely a long way in order to just make things happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so there's another thing I want to bring up. There's a couple key words here. So we're giving away a 1 year subscription for free. This is about, I think, $500 or $600 worth of value. And I didn't mention it before because I wanted to see the questions coming up. If anyone has questions, the person that actually interacts the most gets it. And so it's no cost on it. And we do have a couple of keywords. And if you want to end up purchasing this or want some more information to talk about the purchase scoop for yourself, or if you want to be an affiliate, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, to type in "I want scoop," and I'll mention again. If you want a meeting with me, just say "schedule with Troy," and if you want to talk to Ed, just say "talk to Ed." And we also have a guide that we'll share, and I'll go ahead and load it up. And it's a daily process guide, and we'll talk about that probably on the tail end, because it's something I want to give out to everyone, and it's something that helped me out because if you have a repeatable process in order to work on your LinkedIn and your business, it can reduce your time a great deal. And then also, if you want this presentation, type in presentation, and we'll send you a DM, a direct message on your LinkedIn or email if we're not connected. If we're not connected, feel free to connect. So the other item I want to show is, let me see here.
Oh, I like I like the last question. What makes Scoop different than the other video options out there?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and jump on that
I put
then.
my glasses on to see who's asking questions.
I saw you slipping on and off.
Yeah, after slipping back on again.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go through some of this. What makes Scoop different from other video options? Well, that's a great question. Um, there's a couple of reasons. I'll let Ed start first since he's I'm biased because I built the software. So let's just be honest. I built it. I think it's great, but not everyone's going to think it's great, and that's why we've been picking up people that have been testing it over the several months to see the good things and bad things or things that could be improved. Ed, what's your take on it?
Well, you and I had been talking about video in either email or messaging for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using 3 different video apps. One is Dub. I forget. I think. Oh,
I
I
know the
forget
guys at
the
Dub,
other
really
one.
good guys.
Yeah, they are good guys. There's another video app. Oh man, I can't remember. SendSpark, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one called Be Human and Scoop. Uh, the reason why I like Scoop is it's personalized. You can send personalized videos. Be Human allows you to send personalized videos at scale. But the thing that I find is that with AI creating these videos, you have to check every single one before you send it out. You don't want the video saying the wrong person's name or getting their name mispronounced.
Mm-hmm.
Where and because it takes time to check every single video, when I compared that to the time it took me to just do a video on the fly with Scoop, it was faster actually.
Oh.
So here I'm thinking automation is going to save me a lot of time. Actually, it didn't save me any time at all. And every one of these videos I always have a hiccup in the way I'm talking to somebody, even right now. And that comes across as personal and genuine. And it's a real video that I did. It's not a made up one. It's not one that I recorded once, and it's perfect. And the only thing that's personalized is your name at the top or the bottom. Every video is personalized, and it gets a really good response.
Yeah, that does make a good point. You could use Scoop to send out mass videos, but the main purpose of that is to personalize that interaction. So when we use Scoop, we're actually on LinkedIn. So you're usually on the person's profile. And so we see the profile as we're doing the video, and we take those cues in order to have that conversation, that candid video. There are some other ones like Dub. Dub is a very good application. It has stats on it. What I don't like about that application and most others is that it causes a problem for LinkedIn, causes issues for using it with LinkedIn. So when I developed this Scoop, I developed it specifically for LinkedIn first, so it could be streamlined. It could be you could use it while you're on LinkedIn, and then also it has this thumbnail that comes up. You're able to change the title or the discussion of the video, and you're also able to view the video in different formats. So you can have the format like this, that's like your phone format. You could have a format where it's square. You can have a format where it's the standard wide format. You can also view the video with a single click. So a lot of these systems, video systems, if you click it, what happens is LinkedIn brings a warning page. They say, "Hey, you're leaving LinkedIn. Are you sure you want to continue?" If you just connected with someone within a week or so, and you send them a video and it says you're leaving LinkedIn, you know what a lot of people think? They say, "Well, it's a warning page. Is it this? I don't know if it's safe. It could be a virus." So if it takes more than one click to get to the video, then you've lost about, I would say about 80%. You have an 80% drop rate at that point, especially if you just connect it with someone. And so there's lots of viruses and lots of scams going on, and you want to avoid that. So we were able to bypass a lot of those issues based on the technology and relationships that we have. And so we wanted to make sure that the experience was seamless. So that's one other advantage. The other thing too is, and we'll go through a quick demo. but you can actually send a voice memo. So you don't always have to send a video. Say you have a bad hair day. Say you don't want to be viewed on the camera. Well, you have the option to do a voice memo. Say you want to just send an animated GIF. You have the ability to send an animated GIF along with text. So text with images are usually more powerful than text alone. It has the ability to have built-in chat GPT. I didn't even mention that. So if you have a chat GPT, you can create a prompt and store it in there. Another advantage is it has the ability to do a quick reply. So a lot of times, if you're in business, you have a standard 10 things that people ask, for example, 8 or 10 things. And you could store information. And so you can click a button and the conversation is already put into the chat. And you just make your little changes and make it customized. And that's a big time saver as well. The other thing is, well, a lot of stuff is really about increasing that relationship and getting that vetted meeting booked. And that's a business aspect. And so we have the ability to have a built-in booking link. So if you have Once Hub or Calendly, you can automatically insert it inside the video page. And so they can always book a meeting with you right then and there. And if you don't have a booking link, we have a booking link system that comes free with LinkedIn, with Scoop. Comes with free with Scoop. So there's a lot of different options, and that's a great question there. We got
So, a
Marcus.
couple of quick things that I wanted to mention, and it's something I look for any LinkedIn tool. I really don't like automation because LinkedIn doesn't want you to use automation. So your
LinkedIn
app
doesn't.
is
Oh,
safe.
LinkedIn will shut you down.
Yeah, they you don't want to do that. I've had my account restricted 3 or 4 times, and so I'm very, very careful of what I use. And the other thing really is the convenience of Scoop. I can use it to send any type of DM, whether it's audio, video, text. I could just use that as opposed to typing in a regular DM into LinkedIn. So you can use it as your client now to respond to any DM.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if everyone understands what that means, but I think when they see the demo, that will kind of make sense. So let's see. Let me see here. Let me show this video here, and oh, that's not the video. I have to add it. They got to fix this feature here. Hey, this is a quick 1-minute demo. Well, might be a little more than a minute on how Scoop works. I won't go through all the features, but I'll just do a very quick demo on how to send a video to multiple people. All right, so the Scoop app has an icon right here, and you just click it. It opens up, and you have the ability to record a video. Now, I'm recording a video right here. I have 2 cameras, so it might get the side view, but typically it'll go for the right camera. So I'll hit record, have a 3, 2, 1, and it's getting the other camera right here, but it's actually recording me. And so again, this is a demo of the Scoop app and sending a video to multiple people. Now, you could send a video to for a welcome message, a thank you, a reply, you name it. Scoop has the ability to do a video up to 2 minutes. The high point is about 45 seconds before they typically drop off. So you tend to want to keep these videos very, very, very short and personable. All right, so I'll go ahead and hit finished here. And what happens is uploads the video, it brings it in here, and you have these 3 little dots here in order to change the title. And what I will do is I'll just say Scoop demo video, right? I'll hit save that. And you'll notice that there's 3 people here. There are 3 people here because there are 3 tabs here. So what I'll do is I'll click all 3, and I'll just put down a quick video demo, and I'm able to send it to all 3 of these people. Now, this right here is what produces the video. And there's a lot of other features as well. There's a way to store messages so you have quick replies. You can use Chat GPT. You can store the videos. Well, it does store all the videos. So you can do that. You can add a calendar link inside the content. And you have the ability to turn on and off the calendar link in the video. So I'll go ahead and hit send. And since I selected all three, and if you take a look at that, you see the link right there in all three of them. And then once someone does a quick look at this here, they click it, and it has the title there, which is really nice. And it also has the video. And what will happen on the next version is we're going to round the corners off. And so you have you have three types. This is the horizontal, no, vertical, there's a horizontal, and there's a square method. And it has a built-in booking link as well. So that's the demo. Hope you enjoy. Oh, and you can look at the rest too. It sent it to all three of them. Yeah, so that's the quick demo we had on it. I think last time we did it because of all the cameras and recording and all that stuff, it like didn't work, and I was like, oh, and it was kind of a technical glitch and limitation of this restream technology using with Scoop. Ed, do you think that kind of covers that, or do you think there's like things that's lacking? Because it was a quick 1-minute video.
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything. The key really is using video as a way to communicate with people back and forth. It's mainly because there's hardly anyone does it. As much as video's been around, I hardly see videos by DM.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there are some hidden features in here as well. So people don't like. You can actually use this for some of the responses you have on content. And so we've been experimenting with that. We're gonna add a little interface on that on the next version of that. And of course, the Chat GPT can be also used to help for respond on comments for particular posts as well. So we're slowly getting into certain areas where it's not just touching DMs, not just using for Gmail. We'll have Microsoft 360 associate with it probably in the next version within 30 days. So there's a lot of stuff in there. But speaking of features, here are a few. It's more like Scoop is more like a Swiss Army knife. And Marcus just dropped off. He's actually in Switzerland. He's, I don't know if I like that. I like it. He says, maybe people won't like the fact that it had all the little tools in it. I said, but we're American. The idea of Swiss Army knife is pretty powerful, So we know the main function of a Swiss Army knife is a knife, but it usually has something like a toothpick, a corkscrew. It has the ability to have a little saw, and sometimes it has a screwdriver in it. So you may use that main knife in there. And the knife in our example is the video portion, but there are other tools that allow you to just communicate better and in a way that makes you seem a little more appropriate depending on the situation. So there's a couple of bullet points here. It's the only LinkedIn first application that supports video. So we designed this for LinkedIn first. And so there's a lot of video applications out there. Some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them don't even show the thumbnail. They got a lot of issues with a lot of them. Most of them you need to click twice. You get the warning page, and then you don't have a proper flow. So a lot of times it's not just about sending a video. It's about sending that communication piece before the video, some context in the title, and some text beforehand, and that sort of thing. It currently works with Gmail. It's instant video and you can, since it's instant, it's customized any way you want. There's voice memos in there. You can store quick replies. Again, built-in Chat GPT, built-in booking calendar, or you can use your own. You can have animated GIFs, and it's unlimited storage. So you can have as many videos as you want forever. And then there's more stuff, but I just don't feel like going through it. It's just a lot of stuff, you know. So this is kind of the meat of the conversation. Is like, okay, Troy, I see you got this Scoop app. Sounds pretty cool. I just want to understand. A lot of people want to understand how to use video better, you know. And so I'll start backwards, and I'll start with method number 3. And I use this all the time. It's super simple. It's thank you for connecting. And we kind of mentioned this a little bit, Ed, but usually if you want to send someone a thank you, uh, that's appropriate. So there's a lot of stuff people are doing spam, I'm selling you stuff type things. But a lot of times, if you just say thank you and talk about them, they'll respond because we're human. Humans like listening to their own name. They like listening to say, oh, this person took time to talk to me about what I'm doing. And they actually took time to create a video. It usually converts a lot better. That's if they see the message, of course. And you can have methods for this to work on LinkedIn DM or email or you name it. So, and I'm a little snarky here. I say boring, lazy people send text message for a meeting. You know, instead be personal and thank them almost a face to face or video to face. You know, um, and this allows you to get to know them better a little faster. So, how to do it and the technical stuff is you don't go to the LinkedIn DMs, and you would think you would, but you don't, because if someone connects with you, they don't necessarily send a message to you, you know? So that's a little bit different. The messenger are the people who are actually sending messages. So if you connect it with, say, 10 people a day, right? You would go to the connections. So on LinkedIn, you go to the network, the little icon on top. You go to the connections, and you check the connections because it's in chronological order. So the newest connections go first. So what I tend to do is I check for something a day or 2 days. I like 2 days old. And if so, I'll go back over there, and we've been connected for a couple of days, and then I'll go ahead and look at their title. I may look at their page. You know, I'll right click, open a new tab, and then I'll create a video for them. Now, I will also create text before the video, and so Scoop, the feature that allows you to store messages, also allows you to store a message for your welcome video. So on my Scoop, I just have a welcome message there, and I just click the button and it drops the information in, and I'm able to change it as needed. So it just saves me some time. And then I do a video. And if it's John, I say something along the lines of, hey, John, I appreciate the connection. I really do. And I'll look at I'll be looking at his profile, and I'll say, I noticed that you're doing this with A, B, and C company. That sounds pretty interesting because you're able to do whatever it is that you're connecting the dots, right? So you talk about them. I said another thing is, because I do A, B, and C, but I'm not sure how I can help you. I do have a great network. You know, I said, you know what, John, if you have a moment, and only if you have time, take a quick look at my profile. And if you see any dots to connect there, send me your booking link and I'll schedule on your link. Always open for a conversation if it makes sense. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And hopefully we'll talk soon. And that conversation is usually about 45 seconds. But what I did there was, number one, I thanked them for connecting. Number two, I talked about them primarily. Number three, I didn't sell them anything, but my ask was equal to that current relationship. So if I created a video for you and I just asked you to take a look at my profile, it's appropriate. It's not like I'm asking him to buy anything, right? And so when they look at my profile, I ask them, well, if you would want a meeting, just give me your link and I'll schedule on your link. So I'm making it really easy and I'm putting the ball in their court. And so those methods work a lot better because you're not pushy, you're not trying to sell anything. And so I would say number 3 is like the number 1 method, although number 1 method is on the left because it's shorter. The instructions are shorter, so I had to put it on the right side. So the other 2 methods about using video in general, and it doesn't matter if it's Scoop or not, is replying to a message. So someone sends you a message, you want to reply. And I think, Ed, you mentioned before, is it appropriate to reply with this method? And it may or may not. But I always like to put a little bit of text and the video afterwards. So I cover my basis on that. But if you want to reply to a message coming into your DM or Gmail, video is really refreshing because it's something that people don't spend time doing. And they know that you're a human. They know that you're not some other person that's just replying these fixed replies. You're not a bot and that sort of thing. Number 2 is if you are trying to have an event, and I did this myself, you might want to create a video about the event. So if you're sending out a lot of DMs about something, and you say, by the way, I do have this event, and you could actually store that as one of your replies. So you have an event in 30 days. Say you have a 4-week runtime, and you want to interact with people on that. You could actually store that on your messages and just click the button, and it will have the video already built into the whole thing. And those are just 3 quick methods that I have. Ed, do you have any particulars that you tend to use?
Well, I love using your connection message, your thank you for connecting message. That works really well. If you think about doing outreach to people, and the whole idea of outreach is you want to have a conversation with someone. And it's a very soft sell when you're saying thank you. I think most people would be very happy to hear thank you for connecting with me message. It is a soft sell. You're saying if there's any reason, do you think, for us to have a conversation, just take a look at my profile, tell me what you think, and send me your booking link, and I'll be happy to book on your time schedule. That's a soft sell, but you're trying to sell those people because those are the people that, if you're using Sales Navigator, you are reaching out to them because you want to work with them.
Yeah, and there's another thing too is I don't want to necessarily use that word. I think you're trying to communicate with that person because selling is not really about partnerships. It's really about that communication and what you're trying to build on there. And so a lot of times I don't know. I really don't know. I think you're in my ICP. I mean, just to be blunt, he may be in my ideal. He may be my ICP, but I don't know if I can help him, and I don't know if I want to help him because you ever pick up a bad client, you know? So you
Who
want to
hasn't,
avoid
right?
so that's why that interaction is important for them to take action and saying, "Oh, I see what's going on. I'm taking time to understand Troy as well as me understanding them." And I think that type of communication works really well. If anyone out in the crowd, hey Rob, hey Butch, how you doing? Lisa, and then Susan, thanks for the question. And Marcus, thanks for joining us. I know you need to bounce. I appreciate you joining. If anyone has any questions or even ideas on how to use video on LinkedIn, definitely let me know. And again, I'll go ahead and give these keywords out here. If you do want to schedule some time with me, just to chat, just type schedule with Troy in the chat. The person who interacts the most ends up getting a free license for Scoop. If you want to talk to Ed about anything or his experiences with Scoop, or email or services, just type in talk to Ed. And if you want a daily process guide, and we'll give it free, we'll shoot you a DM on it. Just type in guide on it. And
Yeah, the
again,
guide's totally worth it.
oh yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
should ask for that.
yeah. I think I downloaded a PDF, so I'll try to upload it. Let me see if I can, or I might just share the screen. Let me see if I can upload as a presentation as we're talking right now. Let's see. And I'll showcase it at the end of this meeting. Oh, Okay. So it says I'm not able to upload. Let's remove a couple. Try it again. Yeah, it's uploading to the system here. Awesome. All right. So let's just do this here. So those are the different methods that I see in there. And as far as the application, uh, we're charging $47 a month, but that same price is for affiliates. And that's one thing I didn't mention is affiliates. The one cool thing about being an affiliate is that if you have, say, a network and you are promoting proper communication, um, and you're telling people how to do that, what we do with affiliates is we give them a code, and we give them about like almost half of the price of the application back to the affiliate. So if you have a good network, we're actually looking for partners, especially if it's something that they could actually use. And so if interested in that, again, just type in "I want scoop," and then we'll kind of go forward with that here. Um, Jacques is, let's see here. Yeah, I don't understand the last message. I'm sorry, I don't get it. And I don't know if you want to translate that, you know. So we're at the end of our thing. What I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and show the the daily LinkedIn guide, and let me go ahead and add that to it. And there you go. And here's the guide, and it might be a little small to see here, but what we do is we'll give you a link to a Google document. You can download it as a Word document or another Google document. But the advantage of creating systems and processes, it simply reduces your time and it allows you to focus on what's important. So we don't have time to be monkeying around on LinkedIn and email 12 hours a day. We actually have businesses to run, and so this process has reduced my time greatly. And feel free to interact. But here's a table of contents here. But I'll give you the general idea. Here's a video on how to use it, and then we have Monday to Friday here. And so, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? How can I increase? How can I increase my conversion rate and reduce my time? And a scoop is kind of along those lines as well. And this welcome video really talks about how to do your own videos. And at the time, I used the LinkedIn mobile app. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just very cumbersome, and I'm not able to do as much work in a shorter amount of time. But the process is exactly the same. Check your LinkedIn DMs, your LinkedIn notifications. There's a lot of things in here, and there's links in here as well. And those links have videos on how to do it. So these are groups of times that usually these things take. And once you end up doing it, hit yes or no and figure out, what am I doing Monday? What am I doing Tuesday? And how do I do it? And it's really kind of a checklist of how to reduce that time to knock these things out. And so these have a lot of video instructions in it. And there's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing in there. And I spent some time on this, and very helpful, especially for my clients. And I'm actually offering it free. I think when I first introduced this a few years ago, I think I got like 20,000 downloads. So it's pretty popular. So if this is something of interest, just type into the chat. Let me see here. Guide, GUIDE. So hopefully hopefully that will be helpful to you. So Ed, I don't really have much other things to talk about, but I want to say I do appreciate you joining the event. And I see a couple more notes up here saying, yeah, videos for LinkedIn is the real deal. All right, cool.
Yeah, it
And
is.
I know it says Jacques. Oh, I know Jacques. Um, but I don't know what he's talking about with Jacques. And Susan, thanks for joining us. I do appreciate it. and Pamela wants the guide, we'll DM you the guide, you know. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Ed, any final words?
No, I would just encourage people to try Scoop. I'm a lifetime subscriber, and that was after using it for maybe an hour. It is a tremendous uh, marketing tool that'll help you to create more conversations.
Well, with that said, I think I can't top that. So I appreciate everyone. Feel free to reach out if I can support in any way. And reach out to Ed if he can help you as well. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Bye.